Hi, welcome to TeacherGoals World Read Aloud Day 2023, sponsored by Novel Effect and QuiverVision. I'm Amanda Fox, CCO of TeacherGoals, and I'm your hostess with the mostest, although we will have some cameos from Enchi the Bookworm, who is also our resident TeacherGoals comedian. She's running a little late. She doesn't like to get up early, because the early bird gets the worm. Yeah, so Enchi likes to sleep in. If you can take a minute to drop in the chat where you're tuning in from and how many kiddos you have watching with you, we love to give shout outs. And for those of you that pre-registered, you have access to our wonderful rad activity book with over 50 pages of awesome. For those of you tuning in live, you can access the book for your kiddos or students to keep the rad fun going all week long and long after. We're going to drop the link in the chat. And you can grab that workbook and download it and complete these activities with your students all week or all month long. Inside that workbook, you have access to 10 awesome augmented reality coloring pages created by our sponsor, QuiverVision. I want to give a shout out to Nils and Nishay in New Zealand. You can access them by scanning the QR code to download the Quiver app, which is free, and then scanning it again within the app to unlock the rad coloring pack. We are excited you are tuning in, and we have magical moments ahead as we will be hearing from 4 wonderful authors read aloud their books. What's even cooler is that they're going to be using the Novel Effect app as they read. Novel Effect makes read alouds magical on World Read Aloud Day and all year long. The app responds to your voice as you read aloud from children's picture books, adding sound effects, music, and even character voices. The team at Novel Effect has custom created soundscapes for nearly 1,000 popular children's books, including Adam Wallace's How to Catch a Dinosaur. It's available on iOS, Android, and they just released a Chromebook version last week. So be the first to know you heard it here. Anyone who creates a free Novel Effect account can read up to 5 books for free each month. Make sure you stick around for the Q&A after each reading. Have students jot down a few questions they want to ask our authors and put them in the comments. They're going to take some time to stick around and answer these questions. We also have some amazing prizes we are giving away today. So be sure to post pictures of your kiddos participating in World Read Aloud Day on social media and tag at TeacherGoals on all of our social networks. It will increase your chances of winning. So without further ado, we're going to bring up Adam Wallace. Adam!
Hello!
Yay! So tell everybody where you're tuning in from.
Well, I'm tuning in from a lovely place called Croydon, which is near Melbourne in Australia. So I'm other side of the world to a lot of people watching in today.
Amazing. So I'm going through. We have Sheridan Elementary tuning in from Wisconsin.
Amazing.
We have Oakman Elementary in Michigan. Oh, we have Sydney. We have 4 teams heading your way from Noblesville, Indiana, responding. How fun. We have grade 3 students from Alberta. Thank you, Jenna.
Amazing.
Salford Hills in Pennsylvania, Michigan. We have China. We have people tuning in from Colombia, from Texas. And
That's incredible.
I know. We have all 50 states present and represented, so super excited. Tell all of your friends, if you don't catch this reading the first time, you can watch the replay all month long. So
I will have to tell my friends because I don't know if anyone can guess. I'd love if someone could put in the chat and try and guess what time it is here in Melbourne, Australia, because pretty much all my friends are asleep right now. So yes, it is. Although my sister just messaged me because she's in Western Australia, which is 3 hours behind. So I could give a clue. It's pretty much midnight in Western Australia.
All right.
And I'm 3 hours after that. So if I happen to fall asleep at some stage during the reading, just yell out and wake me up.
We'll just we'll send a dinosaur to wake you up.
Yeah, just do that. That'd be great.
Lifetime daycare. We've got Argentina, first and second grade from Learning Buddies from Massachusetts. We've got Houston, Horicon, Wisconsin, Brazil, yay! I love Brazil. Hello from Massachusetts again. We've got Ice Day in Arkansas. Let's see. We've got some time guesses coming in. Trisha Clausen says 4 a.m.
Even earlier, later? I don't know. It's before that.
Elizabeth says 4 a.m.
The other way.
Oh, someone's getting Jenna said 3 a.m.
Jenna's right. It's 3 a.m.
Well, if you want to get technical.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm not 3:05. That's actually spot on. Monica nailed it. I'm hoping I don't wake up my neighbor. I didn't warn her I was going to be talking at 3 a.m. in my house, so hopefully she's okay.
All right. So do you want to give a little bit of background about yourself, how you got into writing and before we go into the reading?
Oh, sure. I'd love to. I was actually an engineer. Like when I left high school, I studied engineering and became an engineer. And in fact, I was just helping one of my old jobs digging holes. I have a blister because now I have like really soft writer's hands that never do a hard day's work. And it was about 10 years after that I started writing, and that was in 1999. And I've written pretty much every single day since. I worked out the other day, I've written 12 p.m., 5 a.m. or 3 a.m. 3 a.m. was right, Julie. And yes, I've written pretty much every day. So I've written over 3,000 stories now because I write every day that I can. Wow. I draw every day because I love it so much. It's the best thing ever. I'll probably even do some writing after this before I go back to sleep.
Oh, we've got a snow day in Texas. We've got students talking from a snow day. Over 3,000 stories?
I think so. Some of them are not very good and would never be made into books, but some of them have been made into books, which has been really cool. Yes, I am a day. I didn't say that. It's 3 a.m. the day after that you're all watching. So I'm in the future.
That's right. Yeah. So you are in the future. It's a funny thing with time zones.
I know. Be good if I could give you like Tats Lotto results or something, but it doesn't work quite that way.
So are you ready to launch your wonderful book and share?
I think so. Yeah. I'm a little bit nervous to read it, but I'm going to set up the novel effects and I'm going to be reading How to Catch a Dinosaur. Got to turn it the right way. Which I wrote and Andy Elkerton illustrated, and he's a legend. He's one of the best illustrators I've ever seen. The pictures are so cool. So yes, I'm gonna be reading that one, and then I think we might even have a bit of a giveaway later as well.
We do actually. We have prize one is a whole book bundle from all the books from today, a QuiverVision license, and a Novel Effect teacher license. Prize two, we have How to Catch a Dinosaur, a sensory bin with puzzle pieces, and then larger play dinosaurs that students can use.
Students? I want to win that. That's amazing.
I know. Most of the time when I have meetings from my desk, my son's under it with like pterodactyls hanging off of it. So we actually have that set. And then these are the pages you want to refer to in your workbook. We have the QuiverVision dinosaur page. We have a How to Catch a Dinosaur foldable, an acrostic poem. And also don't forget to be penciling down questions for Adam because you don't want to miss the opportunity to ask him while we have him here. All right. Are you ready?
Do it. I'm going to download it. I'm going to read. Here we go.
All right. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Oh.
That is the novel effect sound.
You heard that okay?
I did. Did everybody hear that okay?
I hope so. Turn up a bit more. Oh, here we go. Ooh.
All right.
How to Catch a Dinosaur. Here we go. Tomorrow's the big science fair. I've never won before. Oh, hang on. Let me just pause this and start again because it seems to be a little bit stuck. Okay. Tomorrow's the big science fair. I've never won before. But wait, I'm going to start again because I've got a little bit of I've got to start this again. Okay. Here we go. Okay. How to Catch a Dinosaur. Tomorrow's the big science fair. I've never won before, but this year I know I cannot lose because I'm catching a dinosaur. The crocs and sharks we know today were here when dinosaurs ruled. It makes no sense, all dinos are gone. On this point, I cannot be fooled.
So if we put this rope here, wait, you guys, I got it.
We head straight to our local park to pick up some kind of trail. Wait, what's that thing over there? Yes, I think it's a dinosaur's tail.
Look over there.
The dino is more bird than reptile. We learned in science class that's true. And this one left something behind. I've got our first dinosaur clue.
Oh, that was close.
Looks like we've got a plant eater. The Venus flytrap had no chance. She danced right by our volcano and knew the exit at first glance.
A volcano? I haven't seen one of those around here since the late Cretaceous.
This clever girl runs fast as the wind and dodged our trap in a hurry. But we've got more in store for her, so this is no time to worry.
Not again.
Was she watching when I tested each trap with my action figures and toy bricks? It's like she knows how each trap works. Can it be she's onto my tricks? Well, that didn't go according to plan. She slipped right past our noses. Oh, hang on, I think I'm stuck on the music again. Let me try one more time, hang on. This might be my phone, I think. Well, that didn't go according to plan. She slipped right past our noses. And if that isn't bad enough, I ruined Mum's prize-winning roses.
Hey, your mother worked very hard on those roses.
We made a prehistoric playground, and with lots of friends to play, our dino won't be able to resist. This time she won't get away.
It looks great, everyone. We'll catch her this time. I know it.
Tall enough to stop a giant, our trap had pulleys, ropes, and decks. But this dino smashed it all to pieces. She should be called T-Rex.
Perfect strike.
My mum is an engineer, so I've learned a trick or three. Our Robo Hugger 9000 won't let our dino go free.
I am the Robo Hugger 9000, and it's up.
Oh, that clever dino tricked our robot by dressing like a bird. If I don't catch the dinosaur soon, I'll be lucky to come in third.
Mission accomplished. A new dinosaur.
We didn't catch the dinosaur. I don't know what to do. But my friends remind me we still have a science fair entry or two.
We can enter everything.
We did it! Better luck next time. And I will pause the sound effects there. And that is it. How to Catch a Dinosaur by me and Andy Elkerton and Novel Effects and my dodgy phone.
The dodgy phone. Let's not forget the dodgy phone. That's awesome. So we have a ton of people tuning in. We would love for you to drop your questions that you have for the one and only, wait this way, Adam Wallace. Let's give him a round of applause for his wonderful read and his wonderful books.
Thank you. I didn't stand up before. I'm actually wearing my dinosaur t-shirt today as well.
Nice. I've got on my support your local library.
Love it. Love it. And I wasn't sure what hat to wear, but I thought if I wear like a camouflage green, that might make it easier to catch a dinosaur.
You could blend in.
I could blend in.
Come in.
Could do better than the kids in the book.
Yeah. So next book is How to Catch a Dodgy Phone. Very clever.
I think so, Jessica.
All right. So the questions are coming in.
Amazing.
What inspired you to write that book?
Oh, well, there's actually a discussion with the publisher Source Books, and we were looking at, because we'd already done a few of the How to Catch books, like How to Catch a Leprechaun and the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny, and we just all love dinosaurs. So we thought we all want to catch a dinosaur, and that would be a really good one to try and catch. So, and when I was a kid, I used to collect like little toy dinosaurs, and I used to make these like skeleton fossil dinosaurs and things. So I've always loved dinosaurs. So yeah, that was mainly it. We just all want a dinosaur. I want a little tiny velociraptor baby as a pet.
Oh, I know, especially with the new Jurassic Park. It's like, I love like blue. I want my own blue. Speaking, you know what? Speaking of that, I don't know about you guys, but is this how you feel like when you're sometimes? These are our QuiverVision dinosaurs popping up. That's our Velociraptor page. So
cool.
Yeah. Now I've got to go back and hide that. All right, back to the questions. We have one question. How old are you?
How old am
I know.
Wow. Well, seeing as I'm a day ahead, I'm a day older than I would be if I was in America. But I actually last year just turned 50. So I'm halfway to 100. But I want to live to 130. So I figure that I'm not even halfway in my life yet. So I'm doing all right.
All right. So halfway, 130. Like 150 wouldn't be halfway of 130.
No, so I've still got time.
Yeah, you still got time. So Tanya Gonzalez says, we love animals. What's your favorite animal?
Oh, this is so hard to give one answer. I usually narrow it down to, I was just thinking as well, I wonder if sometimes it didn't pick up some of my words on the phone because of my Australian accent. I don't think that's the case, but I did notice when I said mum, like you guys say like mom, and I say mum, so it's a little bit different. But anyway, favorite animal, I usually narrow it down to dogs and monkeys. I like my favorite animals, but then I also really love sharks and gorillas, which aren't monkeys. Look, dogs and monkeys. I'm going to narrow it. I'm going to say dogs and monkeys. I think. Because I would love a pet monkey. Like imagine a little monkey just sitting on my shoulder. That would be so cool.
That would be. Next question is, what was the first book you had published from Eli?
That's a great question. So the first book I had published, so when I was in grade 4, I actually wrote a book and my grandmother put it together. Like she typed it up and made it into an actual little book that we put a binding on and stuff. So that was sort of a published book. That was called Frogmen of the USA, which is a weird book about these. Which is a weird book about these frogmen came out of the water and tried to eat everybody. But my first book I had published as an adult, as an author, was called Better Out Than In. And it had 6 kind of disgusting poems in it.
Okay. Next question. What was your favorite book as a child?
Great question. In fact, I'll be back in 1 second.
Oh, he's going to get it. I bet you he has it. I have all my favorite books.
I didn't have this, but then I bought it recently. It's actually called The Pinkish, Purplish, Bluish Egg by Bill Peet. And Bill Pete's really cool. He used to work for Walt Disney and do lots of the drawings for Walt Disney. But the Pinkish Peddler's Foolish Egg is about this egg that this little bird hatches, but it's that she finds the egg, and it's not actually a bird that hatches, but an amazing, I'll see if I can find a picture of him, an amazing griffin called Zeke. Show the wrong way. So yeah, it's all in right. Really cool. So that was when I was a kid. And I just bought it recently because I'd lost it. So yeah, I love it.
I'm going to have to check that one out. I haven't read that one.
It's really cool.
The next question, do you wish dinosaurs were still around today?
Yeah, but only if they were kind of nice. Like, I mean, I've seen Jurassic Park as well. And sorry?
Have you seen their teeth?
Yeah, I have seen their teeth, but I figure like if we feed them a little bit and like pat them and stroke them a little bit, I don't know. Then no. Well, look, I would like dinosaurs around, but maybe just the plant-eating ones.
The plant-eating ones. Okay. So which plant-eating one?
Oh, I do like a brontosaurus, and I do like a triceratops and a stegosaurus. They're probably my top 3 plant eaters that I would like to have around, just in my backyard. But in my backyard, do you know, Amanda, I have a mini golf course, an entire 18-hole mini golf course in my backyard. So they might ruin my mini golf course. So that mightn't be a great idea.
Yeah, I think that would ruin your golf course unless you teach them how to play golf.
That's a good point. I might need they might not have great hands and feet for holding golf clubs. So I might need like a little velociraptor just to hold the golf clubs.
I hear like T-Rexes can't give high fives or do push-ups either. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what's your favorite snack to eat while you read?
Oh, favorite snack. Do you know, I normally have a cup of tea, a little cup of tea here in my He-Man Masters of the Universe mug there. So I have a little cup of mint tea. Favorite snack? Do you know, I'm allergic to a lot of things. There's like 6 things I can't eat, and 1 thing I don't because I'm vegetarian, like a Stegosaurus, Triceratops, or Brontosaurus. Favorite snack? I do like rice crackers with like a hummus dip, I'm gonna say.
Rice crackers with a hummus dip. I'm a big fan of hummus.
Oh, it's so yum. And makes my breath smell disgusting.
Up next, Lifetime Daycare asks, will you be writing more books?
Definitely, I will. Definitely. Seeing as oh, look at that. So very soon, I think it's on June 20th. This one's coming out. A very dinosaur birthday. Again, I do love my dinosaurs. And this book is coming out. And it's about what happens if dinosaurs come to your birthday party, and it's very chaotic. There's dinosaurs smashing through walls, and the presents get broken, and they bring like these prehistoric presents for you, and then they blow out the cake for it. It just blows cake in everybody's faces. So it's really fun. And the pictures in that is by Christopher Nielsen, and they're really cool as well. And I did see a question before: how long did it take to write the book? That's a really good question. So this one, because it was so much fun, so how long did it take to make the book? Which is kind of a different question, which I really like. So writing the book was quite quick. I did that in 1 day. I wrote the book on the first draft. And then with the publisher, we do like some editing, and that took a little bit of time. And then Andy with the illustrations takes probably a couple of months to do that. So from the time I wrote it to when it came out as a book in the shops was probably about a year, I reckon, before it actually came out.
So we have a question from Canada Llama School from Leo. Did the kid actually catch the dinosaur at the end?
That's a good question, Leo. And in fact, we've got in trouble for this a little bit with the How to Catch books, because no, they didn't catch the dinosaur. And I actually had one person very upset because they wanted to catch a leprechaun in real life, and they thought that my book would teach them how to do it. And they were very upset when they didn't find out how to catch a leprechaun properly. But all the traps should work. They might work. If there's a dinosaur or a leprechaun or a unicorn around, these traps should work. I did a lot of research into what the animals like and don't like.
They seem totally legit.
I think so. With Leprechaun, my niece, actually, she was 12. She did all the research for me, and she found out how to like what leprechauns drink, what they don't like, and we put all those in the traps. So, but in the book they don't, unfortunately. We have to keep the dinosaurs safe. It's actually funny. I can see the little cover down the bottom is slightly different to mine because in mine you can't see the dinosaur's face, but in the little one down the bottom there you can see the dinosaur's face.
You can't. Yeah, mine. You can't see the dinosaur's face. Oop.
Well, you can't see the dinosaur at all.
You can't see the dinosaur at all because I have a green screen.
That's amazing.
Behind the dinosaur. Yeah. Awesome. And this is one of my favorite things to see. Roberta Shiver said, "Thank you for reading the story. My students enjoyed it, and we tied it into our science unit about fossils."
Love that.
Roberta, tell us where you're from if you're still listening.
Yeah, I love that when books are used to like stories are used for science or maths and things like that, how teachers mix them into the different subjects. That's really cool. This is a good one. How many books have you made? Allison in 5th grade from Buffalo. Good question, Allison. So as I said before, I've written over 3,000 stories in my time. But, one time my computer broke and I hadn't backed up and I lost 700 stories that I'd written. But books I've made, I think last time I counted, it was 133 books I've made. But some of those are still to come out, I think. So let's say 120. Author goal. That's great. And it's funny because it took me 8 years from when I started writing to when my first book got published was 8 years. So it took a while to get the first one done, but then it's been quicker since then, which has been awesome. Why did you want to become an author? Great question. Partly because basically I'd been an engineer and then I wrote one story. Someone said to me, "You should try writing a story." And I wrote it and I went, "This is the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. How have I not done this before?" Like I had written at school, but I hadn't since I was an engineer. So once I started, I just couldn't stop because I had all these ideas kept pouring out of me. And I didn't know it could become like a job. Like I didn't know it could be my career. And so, yeah, when I first started writing, it was just because I loved it so much. And then as it went on and I started to get a few books made, then I thought, this is what I want to do every day, all the time. And yeah, so basically because I like it so much, and I used to work in a school and I would read stories to the kids in the school and they would get really excited about it. And so that inspired me to write more, to make kids like books more and to make them laugh. And so lots of things, but basically because it's just so fun. But that's a great question. I think we should do stuff that we really enjoy doing. And that's the start. That's the first point to start from, I think. So we are right at 11:29. We're going to go ahead and pick our winners for the prizes. So were there any questions that popped up that you thought were just fantastic? Or should I scroll through again? Yeah, no, I love that. Or I could ask a really quick question if people want to put their answers in the chat. Ask a really quick question. This is okay. So this is something I did mention this before, but not in this way. I did answer what my favorite animal was, but can anyone guess what my favorite dinosaur is? And I did mention it. It's one of the dinosaurs I mentioned before. So it is a plant eater. I'll give you that clue. And the first one that comes through, I reckon we should give the first correct answer. First correct answer for his favorite dinosaur. So I mentioned 3 plant-eating dinosaurs. Oh, no. Good guess. I do love T-Rex. I do love T-Rex. Oh, no. Good guess, Jennifer, but no. We've narrowed it down to 2 more. No. I do have it on my T-shirt. That's it. Triceratops. Kelsey, you're the winner. Please email us at publishing@teachergoals.com. or send us a direct message on one of our socials so we can get this prize to you. And you've won a 4-book bundle of all of our books, and we'll be sending those to you. And then we also have to pick one more. And Alberta, who talked about fossils, using it as fossils, I think that would be great because we have a fossil puzzle set, dinosaur fossil puzzles. Perfect.
we've got a screen, so you can't see it. But
Someone's
I promise you, there are dinosaurs in that box. We're gonna send that your way. Thank you so much, Adam. You are amazing. 133 books. That is something to aspire to. Thank you for tuning in at 3 a.m. Aussie time.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for putting this on. It's such a great event and so cool to see so many people from so many different parts of America and the world tuning in. It's amazing. So cool to be a part of.
We've got thank yous coming up. Valerie Jenkins says, wow, fossils. Yay, Kelsey. Woo. And then Alberta with the science connection. Please make sure you contact us. Well, I hope you stick around, if not backstage, that you continue watching our other authors today. And we'd love to have you on again next year. This is going to be an annual event.
I would love to be here again next year.
Birthday book, since we'll be turning 2, will be a good one to read.
How cool. That's amazing. Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
All right. So our next author is no stranger to any of you guys. There's International Dot Day that comes around every year. And this book is just fantastic. It inspires creativity. And it is written by none other than Peter Reynolds. So we are going to bring up Peter Reynolds in just a second. I'm just going to make sure that we're on point and on brand. There we go. We've got the splashes of orange. And without further ado, Peter, it's so good to have you here today.
Hey, it was wonderful to be with everybody, and happy World Read Aloud Day. I am here in Boston at the Schubert Theater, which is part of the Bach Center, the Wang Theater, where I just did a big read aloud with kids from across Boston, and we were beaming out around the world as we are now. And I'm super excited to be connecting the dots with you and everybody listening.
Oh, we've got some wonderful comments coming in. Erica says, I love the Reynolds brothers. So she knows Paul, apparently. Hello, good to see you again. Hi from Miss Breckbull's 3rd grade class at Greenfield Elementary. Hello from Inwell, New York. We're excited, class of 3rd graders, and can't wait to listen to you.
Hello,
We've got a hi from Melrose, Massachusetts.
Melrose. Yay, Melrose.
We are so excited. We have over 7,500 classrooms that were registered, which if you do the math, if there are 20 kids in each class, that could be up to 140,000 students. It's more than that. Last time I did the math, it was at 7,000. So add 500 to that and multiply it. But yeah, it is amazing. And Peter, you have just an amazing collection of books. Can you tell us what's in the kind of like the what is it? The
Cree trilogy. Yeah,
Cree trilogy. There we go.
Challenge 21 years ago. I created 3 books, and of course, 3 books. Another name for 3 books is a trilogy, and the trilogy is about creativity. And I thought, well, what can I call this creativity trilogy, which is long to say. So I just kind of made up a word, which you're allowed to do, by the way. And I created Creatrilogy, which is a bit of a tongue twister, but so is Tyrannosaurus Rex and Stegosaurus. So the Creatrilogy, which, by the way, I'm here in a theater, and right across the street is another theater. And September 15th, am I allowed to say that, Paul? I guess I can. This will be the world premiere. Leaking the news that we are going to be we'll be celebrating International Dot Day from the Bach Center, Wang Theater, and we'll have a performance of the new musical, which features the Dot, Ish, and Sky Color. And the new musical,
wow,
TheaterWorks USA, is called ... So check that out, friends. ... The musical. I know it'll be touring the country. We'll be doing a performance that night, September 15th. So mark your calendars, friends. And it'll be touring the country. And I heard a rumor that it may be embarking on an international journey as well. So super excited to see. I actually have seen the rehearsals. I've seen Vashti and Ramon and Marisol all in person as actors. They brought the story to life. So, right, how cool is it, right, to bring a story to life? Because you can read a book quietly to yourself. You can read it aloud, right? And you can activate the book. And there's so many ways to activate a book. Like you can make a song, like my friend Emily Arrow, who makes beautiful songs of people's books, like the dot song. Who knows the dot song? Do you know the dot song? If you don't know it, you got to check it out, by Emily Arrow. And then you can make animated films, like Weston Wood's Scholastic has turned a bunch of my films, 10 of my stories, into animated films, which is really kind of fun. Recommend a Peter H. Reynolds Film Festival, and maybe I'll come visit you in your town, wherever you are. And do let us know where you are tuning in from. It's always fun to hear where people are tuning in from on this amazing, big, amazing planet, which is, what shape is the planet Earth? A dot shape, right? It's a dot. Everything's dots.
That's cute. So we have Bode and Baker in Texas. Texas is having an ice storm right now, so a lot of kids are home with their parents tuning in, which is super cool. Dennis says, hope it comes to New Jersey. He's coming to Louisville first, guys. That's where I'm at. So sorry.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's so cool. First grade. Let's see.
Montana.
More New Jersey. Yep. Montana, New Hampshire, California, Nova Scotia.
Yay, Nova Scotia.
Washington.
Wow. People coming in from all over the place. So
I got to on my state abbreviations. Sorry.
That's fun. No, that's a fun challenge. So super excited to be connected, and I'm super excited to share the dot at some point soon. I'm going to read you this story, and I'm not just going to read it, but I've got my Novel Effect backup band, which that's what I tell people when they say, what's Novel Effect? I'm like, it's kind of like having a backup band, because you get your musicians, you get your sound effect artists, you get actors. So like if you're saying the crowd cheered, you'll hear the crowd cheering. And if someone's sad, you'll hear some sad cello music. And it just really enhances the whole experience. I love it. So I love reading aloud, but Novel Effect makes it even more fun.
Yeah, and also the QuiverVision page. So if you haven't downloaded the QuiverVision page, it comes to life with augmented reality.
Close to magic. If you have not tried this, if you want to completely dazzle your friends and families, try QuiverVision. And there's a dot page that you can download, and you can just paint your dot, and then use your iPad or iPhone or device, and your dot will actually emerge off the page in 3D, and you can move it around like this, and you can see your dot spinning around, and then you can take a picture of your 3D dot floating right next to you, and you can share that on, in fact, we love it when people share it on social media, so we can see all the cool things that you're doing. There's so many amazing things going on in classrooms around the world, and big thank you to all the teachers who are making creativity a priority, because in these challenging times, right, we have to be creative. You can't just keep doing the same old thing. It doesn't work, right? So you have to try new things. And then sometimes you try old things, like reading a book. So do you think it's time?
It is time. Talking about a create trilogy, the dot, the book, Novel Effect, and QuiverVision.
That is a create trilogy. That
is.
That's awesome. Actually, that's kind of fun to think you can find two creative friends and you can call yourselves the Create Trilogy, right?
That's right. All right, are you ready?
I also have my twin brother here, Paul Reynolds, who's behind the scenes. There's Paul's hand.
Hello.
He's giving me a hand today with the technology.
Awesome. And I'm going to give a shout out to Elena and Brad Weinstein behind the scenes. They're monitoring the comments and making sure everyone's tech supported and getting in. But without further ado, Peter Reynolds, the dot.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Friends, this is The Dot by me. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. She's not in a very good mood, is she? Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm. Very funny, said Vashti. I just can't draw. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. Vashti grabbed a marker and she gave the paper a good, strong jab there. Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, now, sign it. Vashti thought for a moment. Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. V-A-S-H-T-I. Vashti. The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn. Her dot, all framed in swirly gold. I can make a better dot than that, said Vashti. She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted a red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow. She discovered that she could make a green dot.
Aha!
Vashti kept experimenting. Lots of little dots in many colors.
This one here, and that over there.
If I could make little dots, I could make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make even bigger dots. Whoops, there we go. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Look at all those dots. Different size dots, different colored dots, even a sculpture dot. Oh, and there's a little boy right in the middle. I wonder, he looks like he's noticed our friend. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw, he said. I bet you can, said Vashti. Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. Show me. The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, you might know the last few words, please sign it. And that is my favorite page. That boy looks very surprised, right? He's like, what? Me? And sign it? Like an artist? Like an artist. Like an artist. Mm-hmm. And that is the story, my friends, of the dot.
We have had comments coming in all through your read, and everyone's saying they love the dot. I want to give a shout out. Where did it go? To Kyler and Knox, their snow day, and also Emmett and Kate. They're in anticipation to see their name on the screen. Here it is with Peter Reynolds. So
That is awesome. Great to be connected. Emmett and Kate and all of our friends out there. Wow, isn't technology cool that it's allowing us to connect the dots all over the world? And, the world's a pretty big place. So, by using technology, we can actually make it a smaller place and we can meet each other. And I do think that when all of us meet and realize how much we have in common, I think we're going to move to a more peaceful place. And that's my hope, my wish, my dream, is that the world becomes more peaceful. And of course, we need to make sure that everyone has food and everyone has shelter and that everyone has a good education, right? Education is so important. So a big thank you to all the teachers out there and everyone who's making learning more engaging and fun and creative. And so that's what today is all about. So thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this special day.
thank you for taking the time to read to classrooms all over the world. And this group understood the assignment because the questions are already coming in.
Awesome.
So number one is, how old
I'm
are you?
ready here at the Schubert Theater.
Schubert.
So I'm here at the Schubert Theater, ready for your questions.
I saw Matilda at the Schubert Theater.
All right. Matilda, I saw Matilda too, which, by the way, Roald Dahl, that was, I'm a huge fan. And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was my very first book that I read cover to cover. And then again, that was the first book I said, I'm like, am I allowed to read it again? It was like, yeah, you can read it as many times as you want. So I love Matilda too. That's a great story.
It is. The musical's fantastic as well.
Right.
Okay. So what was your favorite book that you've written, and how did you come up with the name for your book?
Oh, wow. My favorite book I've ever written, gosh, that's kind of hard, but Ish might be one of my all-time favorites, which is a sequel to The Dot. And Our Table, which is kind of a new one. That's a reminder that as much as I do love technology, I think maybe we overdo it sometimes, right? Do you see people on their cell phones, right, during dinner? That's a no-no, unless you're researching something that you're trying to,
Or using Novel Effect to read a book.
Well, that, of course, that is an acceptable use of technology. But Our Table is I really love that one that just came out. And then a brand new one that hasn't come out yet, called All We Need Is Love and a Really Soft Pillow, which I co-wrote with my son, Henry Rocket Reynolds. That comes out late in September, actually. Yeah. And then you said, how do I come up with the name of this book or any book? What do you think?
Let's start with that one and then go to any. Like, how do you choose a title for a book?
Sometimes you just do the obvious. Like I actually came up with The Dot by falling asleep in bed with a pen, and my pen hit the paper and I fell asleep. And based on the amount of ink that came out, I guessed I was asleep for an hour. And I thought it was a mistake, of course, in the middle of the night. In the morning, I looked at it and it was this big dot on the page. And I thought, that's a pretty cool looking dot. So I picked up my pen and I just wrote The Dot. And then I wrote Peter H. Reynolds. And so I had, I kind of almost had the cover, and I said, that would be a good idea for a book.
That's
right?
kind of what Vashti did. She did the dot and wrote her name.
Right. And just started with one little dot, and then look what happened to Vashti. Right. And so for myself, it just started literally with a dot. And I had no idea that dot would then become a book that would become an animated film and a musical and travel around the world and have an international day of celebration. So everyone, think about what mark you can make, right? Just take that first step, whether it's, writing your own book or starting your own school or starting your own company or inventing something, right? Just take that first step, make your mark, and see where it takes you.
The next question is, how did you come up with the name Vashti?
Well, Vashti, I was sitting in a cafe in my hometown of Dedham, Massachusetts, just south of Boston, 20 minutes. Come visit me. And I was working on the book, The Dot. And I was drawing this little girl with mop of brown hair. And I looked up, and there was a little girl standing next to me, and she was watching me draw. And we started chatting, and she said, "Who's that drawing for?" And I decided I would give it to her. So I signed it Peter H. Reynolds, and I wrote 2. And I said, "How do you spell your name?" And she said, Vashti. I said, Vashti? She said, yeah, Vashti. And I said, you're the very first Vashti I've ever met. And I love your name. Can I use it in my book? And I said, no promises, but I think it's going to work. So I tried it out and it worked pretty perfectly. So I haven't seen that Vashti in 21 years. So if anyone knows a Vashti who's 31 years old, let me know. So Vashti, if you're listening, let's reconnect the dots.
So the next question, I'm going to kind of bundle a couple together. How many books have you written? And then how many words have you created while writing? And when did you publish your first book?
Wow. Yeah. Well, let's see. The first book was technically.
How do you get to be in a theater by yourself? Sorry, that was hilarious.
What was that?
How do you get to be in a theater by yourself?
I know. Having friends. I have friends at the Bach Center, and they let me in. Joe Spalding, who's the director, is amazing, and he let myself and my brother in. So, let's see. Now I have to remember the question. The question.
I popped them up. I can't rewind.
Oh, there was the North Star came out in 1996, I think. And I had a few other ones, but the first picture book was North Star. And how many words do I know?
How many words have you created while writing? Have you created?
How many words have I created? Oh, well, the made up words. Gosh, I don't know. I must have done at least half dozen. But and then words, I have no idea how many words I know. But I do love words. I am a word collector. Some of you know that. I even wrote a book called The Word Collector, starring Jerome. He loves words. And then what was the first question? Going way back. There was another part to that question. Oh, how many books have I written?
How many books have you written?
Yeah. I have, there are 85 books in print that I have done. So I collaborate with people like Megan McDonald. I illustrate the Judy Moody series. I collaborate with Susan Verde on the I Am series, I Am Love, I Am Yoga. I collaborate with my twin brother, Paul, on the Sydney and Simon series and Going Places. And I've even done covers for books like Judy Blume, one of my favorites, Judy Blume. I did a couple of covers for her. And then I get to collaborate with myself as well. So I have a checklist to keep track. I also have a book. It's my imaginary book catalog, and I draw the covers to my books that haven't been written yet. And I have hundreds of book ideas. So you could start your own imaginary book catalog if you want. Just come up with the name of the book, make a little drawing, and put your name underneath. It's always nice to see, right? It's fun to see your name on the cover of a book. That's one of the bonuses of being published.
So, do you write the book first or name it first? And then have you written any chapter books?
Let's see. Do you know what I do first? I'll come up with the idea, and then I sketch note my idea so I don't forget, right? It's very annoying when you forget your ideas. So I do a quick drawing that will help me remember. And then I put a caption underneath. And sometimes the caption becomes the name of the book, like Happy Dreamer. I made a little drawing and I wrote amazing, delightful, happy dreamer. And that's all I needed to remember the idea for a book called Happy Dreamer, which is a book about me. So if you want to get to know more about me, read Happy Dreamer, because I was a happy dreamer in school. It took me a little while to learn how to focus and figure out how to use, and then I figured out how to use my talents to learn. So I actually use my artwork and my storytelling to learn. My math teacher in 7th grade asked me to write a comic book to teach math. And I made this comic book, and he looked at it and he said, it's also a storyboard. You could make an animated film. That's how you plan out a film. And so I made my very first animated film when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So who encouraged you to become an author was one. Why did you want to become an author? And do you like being an author?
Love being an author. It's so much fun. I spent a lot of time in the library as a kid, and I just love reading books. And then I realized kind of the penny drop that, wait a second, I can write. and I love to draw. What if I put them together? And I thought I will. I'm going to give that a try. And I would say, I mean, Roald Dahl, James and the Giant Peach, BFG, all of those books, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory definitely inspired me. They're like, wow, you can have a lot of fun, right? You can use your imagination. Even grown-ups, right? Grown-ups have imaginations. That was one of the fun discoveries for me. And so, yeah, love being an author. Highly recommend it. In fact, I bet most of the people out there are, well, do you know what? You're all authors because you're writing the most important story of all. You're writing your own story, right? Your own life story. Sometimes you write it down, sometimes you just live it, but it's still an amazing story.
Next question. Do you like the Beatles?
Do I like the Beatles? No, I love the Beatles. I absolutely love the Beatles. I grew up in the Beatles. My older brother and sisters, of course, they were teenagers. We were just little kids in the 60s, but we grew up, actually, well, we grew up with the Beatles, and I love Paul McCartney and John Lennon and Ringo and George. They're all fabulous. So,
well, now it's time. Out of all the shapes and lines, why did you choose a dot?
Well, I think that I told that story, right? I fell asleep and I made a dot. And so the other thing I like about the dot is that, you know, everyone can make a dot. And I meet a lot of, it's actually grown-ups who say they can't draw. Kids, you know, if I go into kindergarten classes, I say, who's an artist? All the hands go up. First grade, how many artists? All the hands go up. Second grade, most of the hands. And as you get older, sometimes you get a little more timid and afraid. And there are a lot of adults who are afraid to draw, which I think is very funny because I ask them, I say, can you make a dot? And they're like, well, I could make a dot. I'm like, then start with a dot. It's not that hard. You can use different colors and they can be different sizes. So you're well on your way. And Paul and I always like to say, keep going, never stop. Keep going, never stop. Keep going, never stop. And that is how we get better at doing anything.
So now we get to turn the Q&A around and you get to ask a question and pick a winner for a set of 30 dot markers.
Oh my goodness.
30 canvases, so a classroom can make their own dot gallery.
Okay. All right. This is going to be, I'm just pulling something out of thin air here. I have a book called Ish, which is the sequel to The Dot. And Ramon is the star of our show. And he has a very annoying brother. He's a very annoying brother who makes fun of his artwork and it does not encourage him. What is his name? Does anyone know the name of Ramon's brother? Who, by the way, has a very good part in the musical. It's always good to have somebody in a musical who's kind of the annoying person. Does anyone know? Does anyone know? This could be Emily Marsters, Leon.
Emily Marsters. Congratulations. Make sure you email us at publishing@teachergoals.com to claim your prize. And I'm going to go on social media for the book bundle giveaway. And I'm going to take a look at some of our activity there. Let's see. Mrs. Powell. Miss Powell, on Twitter, you are, where did we go? At Miss Powell Teaches.
And did she win?
I'm going to give her a book bundle away. So she's going to get all 4 books. And Monsters Have Manners is coming out this week. It's being released. It's already for pre-order on Amazon. So you'll be one of the first to actually get a copy of the book before anyone else. So all 4 books are heading your way, Miss Powell, if you're still watching. And I will tweet at you. I'm making a note. I'm screenshotting your profile. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you guys for the winners of the awesome swag. And, you know, it's not every day we get Peter Reynolds to read to us from the Schubert Theater. And there's Paul. Hi, Paul.
Here's Paul. Oh, yes. I was hello, everybody. On my new book. I just wanted to give Peter a copy of his new book. Yeah, check this out, folks. This is called When Things Aren't Going Right, Go Left, and is written by a new author, Mark Colla Giovanni, and he's an amazing guy. And it's a really cool book, and I can't wait to hear the novel effect version of this one because there's a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff that happens in this book.
Amazing. And again, that is go left. When things aren't going right, go left.
Handy. I didn't know you'd have that handy. And yeah, it's a great book about, we all have frustrations and fears and worries, and sometimes it slows us down, right? When we carry them with us, we have to kind of learn how to put them down, give them a little rest so that we can move forward. And so.
And just tell me your website real quick so I can drop it in the comments for everyone.
Sure. Peter H. Reynolds, H is in Hamilton, the hit Broadway musical, peterhreynolds.com. And then there's FableVision, which is our studio here in Boston. It's Fable like Aesop's Fable, and Vision like being able to see, fablevision.com.
And FableVision Learning is probably the best for teachers and students, fablevisionlearning.com.
Yeah. And so, we have all sorts of amazing human beings, artists and writers and programmers, game designers, making really cool stuff to make this world a better place. So if anybody wants to join us, you want a job, come to Boston. And this was awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful time while you're there. And everyone wants to know how to bring you to their school. So he's on Twitter.
If you go to Reynolds Center, we have another website called Reynolds TLC, which is what teachers need, right? TLC, Teaching, Learning, and Creativity, ReynoldsTLC.org. And there's a way to find out how to bring us either using technology, or we could be there in person too. And I like to travel around the world. So
thank you, Amanda. You're awesome. Thanks for making it happen.
Yes, Amanda. Thank you. You guys, you are rad. You are totally rad.
I want to say too that everyone at QuiverVision and everyone at Novel Effect, they're also pretty rad. And Elena and Brad Weinstein behind the scenes, they're part of TeacherGoals. They're the wizards behind the curtain right now. So I want to give a shout out to them.
Thank you to the wizards. Yes. We appreciate it.
TeacherGoals and
QuiverVision
and Novel Effect.
All the amazing
Matt's watching right now.
Yeah. Hi, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
And all the wizards behind the scenes that made this possible. And again, a big shout out to all the teachers and anybody in your learning community that help make every single day happen and make it wonderful. So everyone keep reading, and also remember that you can write your own books and illustrate them too. And so maybe we will be reading your book aloud.
Ooh, yes. All right. Thank you. We appreciate you, and we'll see you maybe on Dot Day.
That would be fun. Okay. That sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Everyone. Bye. Bye, world. Bye.
Oop, sorry. I just brought you back.
I'm back again.
before I start reading Markertown, I just wanted to roast you real quick. I don't know if you know this, but we have Enchi, the bookworm, who's a comedian.
I did know this, yes.
Yeah. So I have, we're gonna play that. Let me see if I can find
I'm nervous.
You nervous?
Yeah.
All right.
You're lucky I was awake. I could have just been sitting here snoring or something.
Okay, here we go. Hi, I'm Enchi the bookworm. I like to think of myself as a laugh worm or a joke worm. So I got some dinosaur jokes for you. Are you ready, Adam Wallace? Are you ready? All right, Here we go. What do you call a dinosaur wearing a cowboy hat and boots?
I have no idea.
What do you call it? No? What do you call it? A Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh, yeah. How many of you are viewing from Texas? Do I got any Texas people in the house? We're watching from home from Texas. Tyrannosaurus Rex. All right. Next one. What do you call twin dinosaurs? Twin dinosaurs. Anybody?
No idea.
Pterodactyls. Pterodactyls, get it? Two pterodactyls, pterodactyls. Anyway. All right, next one. Scientists discovered a new dinosaur that is very intelligent. Man, this one's probably my favorite joke ever. Do you guys know what that dinosaur is called?
Probably got one right here.
Most
A
intelligent.
thesaurus. A thesaurus.
A thesaurus.
Sounds like a dinosaur, but it's just a book. A good book. Do you know what a synonym is for dinosaur? It's got it right here. Extinct. They all got caught because of Adam Wallace's book. Adam Wallace, come on. All right, next. What do you call a dinosaur who is a noisy sleeper? A Tyrannosaurus. I hope we're not putting jokes. All right. Two more. What is a dinosaur's least favorite reindeer? Least favorite. Comet. Get it? Because they are extinct. All right. Last one, I promise. Can't promise it's the last one for today. I just got hired by TeacherGoals as the token book joke worm. I got all these jokes right here.
That guy.
All right. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl urinate? I should have said use
Say
the
urinate?
bathroom.
Oh, yes, use the bathroom.
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl use the bathroom? Number one, because his pee is silent. All right. That's enough for me right now. I'm going to turn it back over to, the least favorite host, because she's not the hostess with the mostest. I'm the hostess with the jokest. All right, back to Amanda Fox.
Enchi?
Rude.
What do you mean?
He's like the new guy on the scene too. We just hired him like last week. I'm gonna cut.
Can't believe I laughed at his jokes. He's so
I know.
mean to you.
He was, but he loves you and dinos apparently.
I did like the silent P joke. That was really good.
Yes, for those of you who can't spell, pterodactyl starts with a P, so his P is silent. So,
Lucky Peter Reynolds' name doesn't start with a silent P, or he'd be Eater.
Right? He'd be Eater. Very funny. So I'm actually up next with my book, which I'm excited about. It is called Markertown, and I'm going to go ahead and get set up for that. Just know that you can get the workbook by going to bit.ly/all caps rad February 1st, February 1, and all of these wonderful pages are in. And then we have prizes to give away for after the reading as well. We have a book bundle with Novel Effect and QuiverVision license. And then we also have Markertown the book, time die, in a 954-piece mechanical Ferris wheel that actually works like a simple machine.
Amazing.
So, Adam, I'm going to pop you back down. He's hanging out backstage, like.
I'm loving it.
So, randomly, I'm just going to pop you back up. So,
anytime. I'll be here.
All right. Bye. Okay. So, I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to start with Markertown. So we'll go back to the first page. So Markertown by Amanda Fox. This book was inspired by my kids. I have 4 kiddos, and it was the first day of school, and they got all these brand new school supplies, and they really just made a whole big mess. I come downstairs 20 minutes later, and there's markers and there's caps everywhere. And I was just beyond myself with everything that they had done and just destroyed these markers. And I thought, oh my gosh, how can I make them put their caps back on their markers? So I decided to write Markertown. Now, forgive me if I'm not going through the comments because I will be reading. So I will catch up with you guys after the book. So here we go. So this is the first day of school box of markers. Do you know how I know? because all of the markers' caps are on right. The red marker has the red cap. The pink marker has the pink cap. It's like a brand new pack. All of the coloring pages in the book are brought to life with QuiverVision, so make sure you play around with those. So here we go. By the time all the drawing was done for the day, the markers were awed by the art on display. Unicorns, dinosaurs, faraway lands, all made with the help from the smallest of hands. Now, all of you watching, I want you to raise your hands up. Smallest hands. They gathered their caps from amongst odds and ends. Then they headed to Markertown, grouped with their friends. Now, this little unicorn right here, these are drawings from my kids that I put in my book. This little unicorn right here, my daughter, at the time she drew it, she was 8. And she giggled when she saw it. And I'm like, what's so funny? She's like, that's not a unicorn. It's a pooping unicorn. She drew a pooping unicorn in my book. Can you believe that? Right here. So just, and then I have Connor, who's obsessed with dinosaurs. So he loves Adam Wallace's book. So we've got, my kids' art here. And now you could add your own art to the book and bring it to life here on the right. The classics all carpooled to colorful court. There's a little marker dog. The flare pens went off to their artsy resorts. Now, this is actually a real store in Savannah, Georgia. It's called Starlandia Art Supply. And I thought it would be appropriate to pay homage to the town I'm from and give a nod to people who recycle old art supplies. The dry erase markers explored Whiteboard Park for Friday night fun and some rides before dark. As 2 glitter markers went back to their pack, the pink glitter pen told the gold to turn back. You don't have a cap now. You must stay behind. You're damaged and useless, no longer our kind. In no time at all, you'll lose that rich shade. Then just like your ink, your value will fade. Glitter stood for a minute, not sure what to say, as Pink carried on, hurling insults her way. Move along, measly marker, you capless cross crude. Though the ink was so shiny, the words were so rude. Prismatic and sparkling, the lines shine with pink, but the shrill of her words made the ugliest ink. Sometimes it's not about how we look, it's how we present ourselves. Our pretty is as pretty does. Lacking her cap, she would never be first. She'd watch from the art bench, she thought of the worst. She'd share the same fate as the pens without lids, idle and sad, never picked up by kids. The shiny sealed boxes, pristine. Pristine's like brand new and clean and put together, pristine and complete, were the first to get inked on each colorless sheet. The sunlit horizon, a colorful sight, began to turn hazy and fade into night. So this is my Louisville, Kentucky tribute page. I live in Louisville, and this is actually the walking bridge here downtown when it's all lit up. She searched through the trash and peeked under tables, but only found gum and electrical cables. I hope you guys don't put gum under your tables at school. She looked inside cubbies and up on the desk. She tried to remember. She retraced her steps. She sat in a corner and started to mope. If I can't find my cap, Glitter said, there's no hope. She even made a little missing sign right here. Have you seen this top? Call Glitter. And that's actually this picture here. That's a picture of my daughter, Bridget, on my desk because I was a teacher and I used to have my pictures up there. Orphaned and sad, she remained all alone, uncertain of where or of whom to call home. Poor Glitter. She's just standing there by the trash. Now, when we write and we draw, we make, metaphorical references. We like, so her standing there by the trash, she feels thrown away herself. But wait, an orange cap marker was walking on by. She saw Glitter's nib and squiggled out, "Hi." Then Glitter looked up, surprised at the hue. "Wait a minute," said Glitter. "Your ink is all blue." "That's true," said the marker. "I'm all mixed about." "But you still have a cap," Glitter said with a pout. "There's no need to feel blue. I have friends you should meet. Though they're not all together, they're no less complete. You still have a purpose. There's lots you can do." So Glitter went off with Miss Orange on blue. They doodled along, drawing stars in the sky, and for a short time she forgot she might dry. Totally forgot about her ink might be drying out. That's what good friends do. Glitter had always felt brilliant and bright, but together their work took their hues to new heights. As she and her friend colored line after line, she noticed her sparkle. "Your ink makes mine shine." "That's what good friends do," said Miss Orange on blue. "I think you'll fit in with my motley crew too." When they got to the bin with the odd mismatched crew, she met markers that shined past the ink that they drew. "Welcome to Castaway Cove," Cherry said. Though she'd lost all her scent, she was cheerful and red. So Miss Cherry was a scented marker, but she doesn't smell anymore. I guess that would be good if she was one of those barn markers, because we don't want to smell the mushrooms and, the cheese. But she's Cherry. That's sad. Off in the corner, but not very far, there were markers submerged in 4 colorful jars. Though their tips were uncapped, they were happy and gay. "We've been upcycled into paint you can spray." Now, Texas, you've got some snow days going on. There's ice. And I know my northern folks, one of my favorite things to do is with my kids is put markers in spray bottles and go out and spray the snow and make snow art. "You don't need your cap. There's much more you can do," some markers yelled down from a 3 and a 2. "We've got plenty of life left. We're still in our prime. As the hands of a clock, we can help kids tell time. Some call me flawed, but I say improved. I used to draw 1 line, but now I draw..." I want to hear you guys in the classrooms. How many now? 2. No marker sat jobless. They each had a role. Glitter felt hopeful, despite not feeling whole. An elderly marker watched Glitter and blue. As he slowly approached him, his ink barely drew. "Without a cap, you'll soon dry out," said the sage. Then he offered her his. "Here, I've drawn my last page." Glitter reached out to him. What could she say? "I couldn't accept it. Is there no other way? My lines were once sharp. Through the years, they've grown dimmer. It would give me great joy to preserve your gold shimmer." "How can I thank you?" asked Glitter enchanted. "This cap is a gift that I won't take for granted. You are all so special. You've taught me to see that there's value in everyone, even in me." Everyone point to yourself. We all have value. "I thought I'd lost purpose and a place to belong, but as it turns out, it was here all along." All right. So that is Markertown. And Not So Sharp wants you to know not to be sad for him, because he's headed off to be recycled. And there are 2 recycling programs that you can start in your school. There's the Crayola Color Cycle program. And you can also upcycle your markers, like when she met the markers in the book. One was the hands on a clock. One was a spray bottle with ink. So you can think of ways. You can make jump ropes out of them, and you can do finger puppets with the caps. There are so many things that you can do. All right, I'm going to go in. My daughter loves Markertown. We all have value. Listening to home. Blue and gold are our school colors. Awesome. Yep, and then the orange cap kind of throws it off. Not So Sharp is one of my favorite markers of all time. I love Not So Sharp. So in the book, there are actually 6 augmented reality coloring pages by QuiverVision, and the Create Your Own Flag is one. So if you're a teacher, what I like to do is have students design a flag for Markertown, and they have to create a flag that is inclusive of all of the markers in Markertown. Oh, Samantha Whitelaw says her kids are using their markers right now. Okay, do you guys have any questions for me? We really enjoyed the book. It was creative and original. My students love listening to this book right now. Thank you so much. Not So Sharp has wisdom. Yeah, so sometimes when we're down and out and we think our friends who are supposed to be our friends, like Pink, man, Pink, she was like all pristine and pretty and shiny, but her words were super rude. But Miss Orange on Blue came along and took Glitter under her wing. And as they were drawing together, because of that dark blue, Glitter noticed that her ink shined against that blue. So sometimes working together, you don't always have to hog the spotlight. Sometimes working together can help make both of you shine. Let's see. How old are my kids? So I have 4 kids. I have a 5-year-old named Finn. I have an 8-year-old named Connor, a 10-year-old named Bridget, and a 14-year-old named Rowan. How long did it take you to write this book? So I started this book in 2017. I actually did my original sketches. So I'm the author and the illustrator. I did my original sketches on my phone, on my iPhone, while I was flying. I was up in the air and I was drawing kind of like thumbnail sketches of what each page was going to be. So 2017 all the way to 2021. So it took me about 4 years. This was my first kids book that I wrote and illustrated. I illustrated the book in Procreate, and it took a while. When will this be on Novel Effect? So we are actually working with Novel Effect and talking to them about a soundscape for Markertown now. So hopefully you guys won't have to be, it won't be too long. How old am I? From Mila. I figured I'd let you guys ask me that because I put the boys on the spot. I am 39. 30, am I 39? I'm 38. I'll be 39 this year. I had to do the math. What is your favorite scented marker? Mrs. Cherry. That's why I put her in the book, because Cherry is my favorite. Have your children ever... Oh my gosh, every single one of them have written on my walls. So one night, I'm in bed, and I put my son to bed, and he got mad at me because I put him to bed, and he comes up, and I just hear on my door. And I opened the door, and he had this mean mug look on his face, and he had a green marker, and he'd drawn all over my door. Well, I sat down for the next 5 minutes, and I had him clean my door. What happened to the pink marker? So the pink marker kind of, we say adios. She kind of exited Goal's life. So in the book, she doesn't come back up, but she may come. Let's just say Markertown 2, the first day of school, has been written, and Pink makes a debut in that story. How long did it take you to get it published? About 4 years. What's your favorite color marker? So I'm unique in the sense that my favorite color is black. I like to add a lot of line work and drawing. It was a stretch for me to draw this book because it's not my style. I'm more sequential. My style is completely different. So a book about markers, it had to be colorful. So it took me 2 years to draw it. And as I was teaching myself in Procreate, I had to go back and redo the first pages I drew because I kept getting better and the pages looked off. So where could we get this book? You can buy the book on Amazon. And if you want a hard copy of the book, you can order it from TeacherGoals.com, which you can't see the whole book here. And I will sign it for you and send it. So now, have I written more books? Yes, so I've written Markertown 2. It's the sequel, which is more like a prequel because it picks up the night before school, and this is the day after when they're going home and they've lost their caps on the first day of school. Like when you have a marker and you lose your cap, it's like going to school and leaving your lunchbox, but worse. So at Markertown, first day of school, it's about first day of school jitters and all the supplies. So the number 2 pencil shaving his lead, getting ready for the first day of school. The tape's coming unglued because it's afraid, it might not stick. And we've got the scissors that stay sharp through the whole situation and, tells everyone to cut it out with their fears. We have the green marker who's homesick. Yeah, he doesn't want to go to school. He's homesick. And then we have Sticky Town, Pencil Town, and then there's Markertown. So you'll see some more suburbs in the land of school supplies. Thank you. The illustrations were awesome. My favorite color, again, my favorite color is black. I like black. It's very slimming, and it's good for line work. What happened to the marker, the pink marker? We're talking the Novel Effect now. It will more than likely be on Novel Effect. So we're talking about in the next 2 or 3 months. Our class is learning about theme. This was a perfect book to review the story element. Thank you. As a teacher, I saw what did you teach? So I have taught English. I've taught history. I taught digital media and film. I've taught robotics, immersive technologies. I've actually taught students how to create their own virtual reality spaces. And the last teaching job I had, I taught 8th and 11th grade history. So just kind of all over the board. And then I helped develop a STEM program. Yay, thank you. Again, everybody wants to know about the pink marker. That pink marker is the pink marker was a little rude, so we kind of dismissed her earlier in the plot so Glitter could go on and have her own growth story as she met new characters that supported her. What inspired you to become an author? I started writing plays and kind of like Adam Wallace. Like I used to have lined paper and I'd staple them together and I'd make animation flip books and it'd be like puppies. And then, so I'm the kid that goes to Six Flags and instead of riding the rides, I sit behind the caricature artist and I watch all their techniques. And so no roller coasters for me. I'd rather watch the artist draw. All right, so why does Gold not have a cap? She lost it. We never find out what happened to it. So maybe you can write a story and tell me what you think happened to Glitter's cap. Where do you think it went? Do you like markers or flare pens? Ooh. As a teacher, I have an affinity for flare pens. Bethany says her students have written on the walls at some point. Grades, I mostly taught 6th through 11th grade. When is my birthday? That sounds like a Social Security question. So I'm going to omit that. I already told you my age. We're not putting that together. Have you ever let your kids color on their face? I don't think there's a matter of letting. I think they just did. Adam just asked. He's still backstage. He's like, "What's a flare pen?" A Bic, a flare. It's like a thin line, a pen it's a marker and a pen that lets you draw thin. I just made a rhyme. Maybe markers can meet crayons like the day the crayons quit. Okay, so we're going to do a giveaway. So my question for you guys is, what is your favorite marker? That's question number 1. And question number 2 is, what is the theme of this book? What is your favorite marker for the littles for my upper elementary? Let's talk about theme. The marker does not change color when she gets a different lid. She just gets a different lid. But you can design your own marker. I had a kid design a marker, and it had a smelly top and a smelly bottom. I didn't ask him what kind of scent the bottom had, though. Glitter, purple flare, hot pink. My favorite pen to write with, one that has ink. I don't discriminate against pens. They're all my friends. The old metal smelly ones. I have no clue what that means. Old metal smelly ones. They love. Okay. So, yep. All right. Theme is inclusivity. Monica Gomez, you are the winner of. So this goes with the augmented reality pages. You're the winner of the magical model Ferris wheel, the Judy clocks, and the time die. So make sure you contact us at TeacherGoals Publishing, and I'm gonna have to wash this back. TeacherGoals or publishing at TeacherGoals.com, and I'm just gonna remove that. And I actually went a little over. We actually have our next guest here, and it is such a special story. I'm going to go ahead and bring him up. Are you guys ready? His name is Jeff Kubiak, and if you like dinosaurs, you're going to love monsters because this book is monstrously good. Hi.
Good morning, my friend. Well, morning for me, afternoon for you, I think.
It is. It's what, 9:30 there? You're in California?
Yes, ma'am.
It is 12:30 here. So welcome to all our Cali peeps, and then also all of us who are at lunch on the East Coast.
Thank you. So good to see you.
Likewise. So Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself. Have you written any other books? Like what made you want to be an author? I'm joking. These are questions the kids are going to ask you later. Just a short bio, and we'll jump into the book.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. So, to follow you and Adam and Peter H. and Paul, my goodness gracious. Thank you, Novel Effect, QuiverVision, Brad and Elena. Oh, I'm so stoked. You guys, TeacherGoals, thanks for everyone for bringing me here. So, yeah, I do want to give a special shout out. What's up, Kevin Smith? To the Union House Pioneers, my school. All my peeps are watching from their classrooms right now. So super excited. Yeah, I'm a dad. I'm a father. I'm an author. I'm a brother. I'm a son. I'm a husband. And this is my third book. And it's so exciting because, as you guys are going to find out, my son, who's 14, when he was 8, 9, and 10, drew these sketches. This was his thing. And we're Cordelia Hills. What's up, Karen Gill? He drew all these sketches, and then they were brought to life. And so this would not be a book without my son Braden. We're just stoked. My daughter Keeling, wife Piper, we're all fired up. We got a little book family now, so super excited.
Yay. So we got a question. What does your stop sign say behind you?
Kindness starts here. It's in the shape of a stop sign. It's all about kindness, Valerie Jenkins.
All about kindness. All right. And then she says, love that. What are the titles of your other books?
Okay. Valerie, my first book was called One Drop of Kindness, and I wrote that. That came out in 2019, and just finding out that the world needs more kindness, and it didn't matter if it's adults, children, dogs, cats, whoever it is, and it's just really important. And so that was a story about an orphan boy named Gus, and he goes through these adventures and finds that kindness was with him always. And my second book was called, or still is called, It's Me. And that is small vignettes and true stories of people who have been perhaps biased, made fun of, and prejudiced, felt to not be okay with being okay with who they are. And They're true stories written by educators, adults, children. Even my kids are in the book, and people I've met over the years saying like, hey, this is me. Love me for who I am, please. And so, yeah, that brings me to Monsters Have Manners. And Amanda and I have been trying to bring this book to life for a little bit, couple of years, and
yes,
here we are.
And it has augmented reality pages in the book as well. And Kelly says, my classroom rules are 2 simple ones: honesty and kindness.
Kelly, I want to be in your class. Epic.
That is epic. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Amanda, are you ready? World, are we ready?
Did you want me to pull it up?
Or sure. I can. Well, actually, here we go. I found it.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Thank you. This book is new to me and I'm excited. Okay, guys, this book is new to everybody. This is Jeff's debut day. He is launching this book today. This is the first time it's ever been read live. It's in pre-order on Amazon for the Kindle version, and the paperback's coming out later this week. You can pre-order signed copies from TeacherGoals.com. So if you go to TeacherGoals.com, you go to books and you go to Monsters Have Manners, you can go in and you can pre-order a paperback copy. But the paperback copy will be launched by the end of Friday on Amazon. You can get it there as well. So,
all right, Amanda, can you guys see the screen?
Yep, I gotcha. So I'm going to pop down and I'm going to let you take it away. I'm going to have some questions going across the bottom, or just comments, so the audience can see who's interacting. And, you guys ready for a monstrous read?
Okay, here we go. So, thank you, Braden, for your amazing illustrations, and thank you, Vanan, for bringing them to life. Monsters Have Manners. First page here, you'll be able to, when you purchase the book, be able to click on the QR code and have QuiverVision bring our yellow monster friend to life, and you can even play the cleanup game with him. Nothing brought River more joy than monsters. River thought about them so often that they seemed real. He kept a sketchbook full of mean monster drawings. He even pretended to be a monster. And as you look around River's room here, those are all my son's actual sketches. River, please don't speak with your mouth full. Use your manners, pal, Dad said. Monsters don't have manners, River roared. But you can see our little friend, the monsters next door. They do have manners. River, look both ways before crossing the street, Mom yelled. Monsters never look both ways, said River. But look at our purple monstery friend. How careful is he being? Left, right, left again. Always look both ways, my friends. Eat your broccoli, River. It'll make you strong, said Grams. Monsters don't eat broccoli. They leave stuff in your teeth, replied River as he pushed away his plate. Well, looky here, my friends. We've got a broccoli-eating monster right here. River's rudeness increased every day. Even his monsters took notice. Use your fork, dear, said Mom. Monsters eat with their hands, mumbled River. But look at our monsters, guys. Forks, knives, manners, straight up. Ooh, they're not liking River, are they? Oh, River hit me again, yelled Summer. Monsters love to fight. It was just a tap on the arm. River's face grew hot. River, this needs to stop now, said Mom. River slowly walked to his room. Monsters would never fight. Monsters use their words. Monsters talk it out, walk away, and find an adult. River, aren't you supposed to be doing your homework? Asked Dad. Monsters never do homework, said River. They don't even go to school. Monster or not, River, it's what you need to do, said Dad. River shut his door and returned to his sketchbook. Look at his homework's being put to the side, but look at our monster friends. Wow, they're doing their work with their teacher. River sighed with relief. River, where are your manners? Cried Grams. Grams, monsters never say excuse me, said River. He burped again and patted his stomach. I probably shouldn't speak to Grams that way, River thought. Look at our monster. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. By the way, this is Braden's favorite drawing. I was here first, River, said Myra. Too bad. Monsters always cutting lines, said River. Wow, look at our monsters, just like our students at Union House. Perfect lines, nice and kind. Love it. Pass it to me, said River, grabbing the ball away from Manny. Stop it, River. You can't just take it. We're teammates, said Manny. River took the shot. Monsters do what they want. Do they really? Look at this. Here, do you want a turn? Our mini monster giving her friend a turn. We should all take turns, my friend. It's okay if someone goes ahead. Let them go ahead. At lunchtime, River went to sit with his friends. You can't sit here, said Manny. Uh-oh, Manny's getting mean. Monsters eat alone. All the students laughed. Oh, that hurt, didn't it? Look at the monsters. They're even sad. River took a seat at an empty table, head down. At least I have my monsters to keep me company, he thought. As he flipped through his sketchbook, he noticed something. All of his monsters were alone, just like him. Something's starting to happen, boys and girls, isn't it? Looks like our friend River is getting some karma. At bedtime, Dad reminded River that he forgot to clean his room. River looked at the mess with sad eyes. As he drifted off to sleep, he wondered, do monsters really clean their rooms? Look at our monster's room next door, my friends. Spotless. It's okay to have some things in your room, but you got to have order. You got to know where to find everything so you can find it. And later on, you'll have a chance to play our monster cleanup game looking like this and help our yellow monster learn to clean their room. In the middle of the night, River was awoken by a voice whispering his name from the closet. River clutched his pillow tightly. Who's there? It's Monstro, replied the voice. And Monsteroonie, said another. And me. And me. And me. Hey, don't forget me. Exiting the closet, the monsters were captivated by River's drawings on the walls. Wow, that's striking detail, Blob said. It looks just like me, the monsters exclaimed one after another. You really captured my horn, said Dome. I love how you drew my fangs, shouted Slash. River, these drawings are epic, said Monstro. But why have you been telling everyone that monsters don't have manners? We already get a bad rap as it is. I just wanted to be one of you, said River, trembling with fear. But I guess I got it wrong. Tapping his head furiously, River blurted out, maybe I should start helping out at home? Sounds like you already know what to do, said Monsteroonie. Monsters like their things put away, too. I like my underpants ironed, whispered Minnie. When everything was put away, Monsteroonie and Slash tucked River back in bed. Sweet dreams, River, they whispered, disappearing into the closet one by one. River, it's time to get up for school, hollered Dad. Oh, River rubbed his eyes. Oh, what a strange dream he'd had. As River got dressed, he noticed a new drawing laying on his desk. To our best friend, River. Whoa. A brilliant idea suddenly popped into River's mind. What do you think it's going to be, my friends? Let's see. River, you're going to be on time, River said as he sped through the kitchen, because monsters are never late. River blasted through the classroom door, still scarfing his breakfast. He took out a marker and fixed up his sketchbook. As he looked down at the cover of his sketches, a bright grin began to grow, because now he knew the truth. Monsters do have manners. There we go, my friends. And at the back of the book, it talks a little bit about me and my friend Braden, my son. And you've got a nice picture there to share, to draw, to create, whatever you so choose. What do you think, my friends? I hope you liked my new story, my new book, and the great sketches done by my amazing son, Braden Kubiak. All right. What do you think, Amanda?
You have your first, they understood the assignment too. The questions are already pouring in. Is the dad meant to look like you? He kind of does.
Well, maybe. I might have swayed the artist to say, I think that should look like me and my son, but yeah.
Does your son want to be an author?
My son loves the art part. So he doesn't really want to be an author. He was super excited to be a part of this book, but he's enjoying being a school kid, being an athlete, and doing drawings.
Joyce Langford says this is a fabulous story. A couple years ago, her pre-K class wrote an alphabet book with a monster theme on kindness, and they had it published with Student Treasures Publishing. Very cool.
Oh my gosh, Joyce, that's beautiful. I love the kindness and the monsters coming together, because you know what? They're kind. In my world, they're kind. Thank you, Miss Weston.
Sylvia says we loved it. We love how you were inspired by your son's creativity.
Sylvia, thank you. I'm I'm blown away by my son's creativity, and my daughter's too. So,
a couple of questions that are the same. How long did it take you to write this book?
It took about 6 months, because you kind of go back and forth. You think of new things, and we reiterate. And that's the neat thing about the writing process, boys and girls and friends, is that you can always make it better, right? So that's why we share with friends, share with our teacher, new words, new ideas. And you do it with love, not to say, oh, that writing is terrible, but like, hey, maybe this will help make it better. My favorite monster is probably, I'd say Monsteroonie, or our four-eyed friend on the cover way down there, a little yellow guy. Just because when I see him come to life, I get a whole new boom boom in my heart. Shelley Berg, one of my 6th grade teachers. Thank you, my friend. I'm so blessed that you got to watch.
What is your favorite book?
Wow, so my favorite book is called The Alchemist. That's my own favorite. But growing up, there was a series called Encyclopedia Brown, and my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Sherry, brought them to life for me. She read aloud all the time, and I think reading aloud in picture books, we should still do it in high school and college. But I just, like Brown Bear, and Goodnight Moon, so many of these books that I loved reading to my own kids. So, yeah. Miss Bond and Miss Dowd's class. How many times did I rewrite this book? My goodness. Many, many times. Amanda jumped in and helped me with the words, and our editor, and, so many people participate. The neat thing about that, Miss Bond and Miss Dowd, is that being an author, you really look to your people to help you make things better. So yes, markers and monsters should get together for a social lesson. I love that. Maybe our monsters can have the markers and be their friends and work on things together. I love it. How many monsters are in the book? Well, the main characters, I'd have to go back and count, but tons of Braden's sketches are in there throughout. So I don't even know. Good question, Miss Tobias.
I'm gonna skip into Braden's interview. Actually, I got the pleasure of talking to Braden last night, and we're gonna watch a video. so you can meet Braden, because I think he's a crucial part of the story since it inspired Jeff to write the book. So here we go. Hi, I'm Amanda Fox here with Jeff and Braden Kubiak, and we are going to talk about the inspiration for Monsters Have Manners. So as you guys know, you've just heard the book, that Braden was actually the inspiration. He actually illustrated those monsters and was the inspiration for that book. So Braden, my question for you is, when did your love of monsters start?
Probably when I was like about 8.
Yeah.
About 8.
About 8?
Basically, I was just like, I used to dress up a lot, and then I used to dress up like a monster, I guess, when I was like 7 or 8. And then I just started drawing them. Yep.
So just like River.
Mm-hmm.
So you are essentially River.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Awesome. And where did you get your inspiration for these monsters?
Probably just from dressing up, I think. Not really from anything else. Just like that, and watching like Disney movies, I think. So.
Okay. And what's your favorite monster in the book?
It has to be the one on the, I don't really know what page, but I read through the book and it's on the page where it's like the burping page. I don't know. It's that monster who's like making the burp noises. So.
And then peeking out of the closet. Kind of the amoeba looking one.
The amoeba looking one. And you just sit down and draw, and it just, whatever comes out, comes out.
Yeah, basically.
Awesome. So how do you feel about your monsters being in a kid's book?
I like them. I mean, since I was 8, I mean, it's kind of cool because the book really didn't start till I was like 12, maybe 13. So it was just like the monster I drew when I was young, put into a book. It's pretty cool. So. And
he used to actually, all his drawings he would put, and like my wife would clip them together and make little mini books. So, without his monsters, there would be no book.
Yeah.
So he used to have his own little monster book. It was kind of cool.
That is cool. Just like River's journal.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about your monster universe or your monster world. What are your monsters like?
Well, they're all kind of different. I try to like start with like a shape and then kind of go off that certain shape and then make the monster based off a shape. So then I'll like start with like a body, add a head, and then just go from there.
So
they're unique.
Your monsters aren't scary, though, as we've learned from the book. Your monsters do not have monster manners, but they do have monster manners, but not monster in the negative connotation way. They're actually really good little monsters and teach River a lesson. So obviously your perspective of monsters is different from others. Like why do you think you envision them that way?
I just never really, I seen like, when I was a kid, I was really only scared of like witches and stuff like that, like zombies and stuff. So I didn't really care about monsters. So I just drew them like kind of in a happy way, just to look cool.
Okay. And for all of our viewers out there, a lot of them are 8 years old when you started drawing your monsters. What message do you want to leave them with? What do you want to tell them to inspire them?
Just to always have fun and just do what you love.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
so
Amanda, I would encourage him, hey, why don't you try to draw this to this? And Dad, I love drawing monsters. And so, yeah, that was his thing. Stick with what you love.
Stick with what you love. So whether it's monsters, unicorns, witches, which you don't like, witch. So just stick with what you love, keep doing it, and maybe one day you'll see your work in a book as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Braden.
You're welcome.
All right. So we've got students that are already asking to make their own monsters. They'll start with a random shape and decorate from there.
Fantastic. Yeah, download the activity book, and there's a couple pages there. You can do it on your own and let your imagination take off, right?
We have a question that's popped up a lot. Why did you name the boy River?
I don't know. I love that name, and my family does a lot of things on the Noyo River, and rivers are cool and rivers are fun and rivers are mischievous and go different ways. Why not?
What would you tell a class of kids that want to be authors?
Oh, Miss Tucker, to be then. If that's what you want to be it. And it's not easy. It's not hard. It's what it is. And so just write and bring things to life. And you already have a class full of authors, because I guarantee you they've written things, they've turned them in, and they've had it displayed, right? So just keep writing and ask your friends for help. Ask your friends to, to help you make it better, and just keep using your voice and be excited about it. And also, I think Amanda would agree that, record yourself reading and bring in voice and bring in characters and help bring your stories to life. And they don't have to be upbringing happy, and you can be, it can be sad, and we can learn things from it. But
absolutely. And again, piggybacking on what you said, you already are authors. You don't need that published book to be considered an author. When you start writing, you are an author, and you just have to keep doing it. And just know that published books take a team. It takes a team of editors. They go through developmental editing that looks at the plot and the characterization. And then they go through stylistic editing. If you're writing in rhyme, they look at your meter and they help with your meter. So even if you're not perfect at those things, there's a team of people behind an author that finesse that. And they bring that diamond of a story out of the coal that, well, I'm not saying that all of our works were coal to start off with, but it takes that editing and that time and those iterations.
Yeah, work on your word choice, get a great hook, find a problem, and come out with a beautiful solution. But
it's your turn to ask questions and pick a giveaway, because we have magnetic monsters to give away.
What was our friend's name who liked her underpants ironed?
Ooh, I don't know that one, and I helped edit this book.
What little monster whispered, "I like my underpants ironed"? What was her name? Oh, that's beautiful. Look at all these stories.
Yeah.
Adam.
Dayla.
Okay, Dayla. No, good try.
You might want to pick another question. I think that one's really hard.
Okay. River.
Oh, hold on. Adam Wallace says he knows.
I do, but I think I've seen.
Hello.
How you doing,
I'm
mate?
still awake. I've seen some people put the answer in the comments as well.
There's Manny. Oh, wait.
I'm trying to see the first one.
Where was the first
I think Laura Christine was the first one.
Oh.
Yeah, right there.
There we go. Laura Christine, winner. Make sure you contact us on our socials through DM or email publishing@teachergoals.com. Speaking of publishing, we publish books at TeacherGoals. If you are a teacher out there and you have a story to tell, we don't do just children's books. We do educational books, educational technology. If you go to teachergoals.com, publish with us, you can we can help publish your dreams and put your words into print. So and we've got one more. Actually, we've got a mega prize. And if you guys want, I know it's 1 o'clock, but if you want to stick around, I think Enchi's coming back up. He's got one more.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, Enchi. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. Where's my brand? Going here.
Adam, love your work, brother.
Oh, likewise. Love that book. It's fantastic.
Thanks, mate.
Okay. We have a class set of Markertown and a class set of Monsters Have Manners to give away.
What?
Whoa.
And prize 3 and 4 are school subscriptions to Novel Effect and QuiverVision. So just pop in the chat what you would do with Novel Effect or what you would do with or who wants what? Class set of Markertown, class set of Monsters. We have the Novel Effect school subscription and the QuiverVision school subscription. So you can have read aloud magic with soundscapes all year long and bring stories to life. You know, we might not be able to catch a dinosaur because they're extinct, but we can bring them to life with QuiverVision. I tried to catch a few, but they disappear. Jane Hudson, you're a winner of Markertown. Class set of Markertown, please email us and we'll be sure to get those books out in the next week or two. Books.
That's so cool.
Such great prizes.
April Flaws, Monsters Have Manners. April, you're the winner of the class set of Monsters Have Manners.
April.
Stephanie Eads, you have the Novel Effect school subscription. And last but not least, we have a license for QuiverVision, a school license. Monica Gomez, boom. All right, there we go. So there's our winners. Let's see, I'm gonna take this back off and let me see if I can pull up Enchi. Where did Enchi go? Enchi.
Enchi's in the naughty corner after what Enchi said to you before.
I know, so mean.
All right, I'm back for my final show. Thank you so much, Jeff Kubiak, for the amazing monster book. Now it's time for some monstrous laughter with Enchi, the laughter worm, stand-up comedian. Am I hearing someone leave? Someone leaving? Man, I need to hire Novel Effect to come in and put some laughter in here. All right, joke number 1. Why are mummies the best detectives?
Do you guys know?
Anyone?
No?
Mummy detectives. Okay, why are mummies the best detectives? They know how to wrap up a mystery. Where is Novel Effect when I need them? All right, next joke.
Stephanie said it.
Why is Frankenstein's monster always smiling? Because the doctor keeps him in stitches.
I like that one.
I had stitches one time. They weren't the good kind. All right, next joke. Why did the teenage vampires go into a cave? Cave? Anyone? Bueller? To hang out. And they hang upside down to hang out.
I get it, Enchi.
All right, next one. What vampire always eats junk food? Snackula. Snackula. I'm a snackula. I love Count Chocula, so the joke's on him. All right, final joke of the day. It's a doozy. What did the grandfather monster say to his grandson after not seeing him for a whole year? You grew some.
That's good.
And grew some. He's like a total inch taller.
A total inchworm.
Right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Rad. It's been rad. I'm so glad I made you laugh.
All right. Well, at least Enchi didn't dish any insults, so I got off easy that round. All right. So, how many of you guys love Enchi? I have one more bundle of books to give away. How many of you love Enchi and want to see more Enchi on TeacherGoals channels? I'm thinking some Enchi reels. Enchi the Bookworm, Barad. Yeah, we're thinking about keeping him around.
Yeah.
I mean, this was his audition with the team today. So, hand up. Enchi's the best. Awesome. All right. Well, Adam Wallace, Jeff Kubiak, thank you guys so much for making Rad more rad. Thank you to
Thank
all of
you.
our listeners, all of our viewers, everyone that joined in and made today memorable. Special thanks to Novel Effect for sponsoring and for creating such an amazing, magical app for students. I love technology usually divides families. This is an app that brings families together because during story time, it's fun to read a book and have the sound effects. And then thank you again, QuiverVision, for powering our books at TeacherGoals with augmented reality. And make sure that you keep in touch. You subscribe to the TeacherGoals newsletters. And if you missed one of the read alouds, make sure you catch us on the replay. You can go back to that registration page, sign up for our newsletter, and get the videos emailed directly to you. So you can watch them over and over again. I know everyone's going to want to tune into Enchi, but more Enchi. Oh, Enchi's GOAT. He's greatest of all time. Yeah. Thank you. And then I'm going to leave you guys with a just a quick video on how Novel Effect works. And that's a wrap. Rad.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
nice
you.
to see you, Adam. Thanks, Amanda.
All right.
All right.
The easiest way to find your book in Novel Effect is to type the name, author, or keyword into the search bar at the top of the app. Then tap on your book in the list of search results. If you want to read from a print copy of the book that you have on hand, tap print. Or if you don't have a physical copy with you, you can tap on ebook to read the ebook version right in the app. When you hear the startup chime, it's time to read aloud.
All right, Tina Miller, you're the winner of that last book bundle. How do you make a tissue dance if you put a little boogie in it?
Love it.
I love it. All right, thank you, Adam Wallace. Adam Wallace, as Enchi would say, Adam Wallace, Adam Wallace.
Thank you. I might go to bed now, I think.
I think I'm going to take a nap too. So
Yeah. You need to.
need some more espresso. So guys, design your markers, catch your dinosaurs, make your dots, and draw your monsters. Like, I hope you guys take some creative inspiration away. And remember, World Read Aloud Day is one day, but it doesn't have to be. You can have the magic all year long. Remember, read alouds are the lesson plan. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.